Congressman Gabe Evans, Republican from Colorado and member of the House Homeland Security Committee. Congressman, good morning to you. Just for starters, give us the latest from your party and the holdouts this morning.
Yeah, we're continuing to negotiate, but at the end of the day, we're going to get this bill passed. We have no choice but to get this bill passed. It's incumbent upon national security that we get this passed. I spent 22 years in the military and law enforcement, and so I know the risks that we face around the country and at places like our southern border. This bill has the tools, the resources that we need to be able to secure our border, equip our Border Patrol, and everyone else who is committed to keeping the territorial integrity of the United States secure from cartels, from gangs, from fentanyl, and all the other threats that we face.
And let me get to the border in just 1 second, but just real quick, were you surprised that President Trump being there yesterday face to face did not sway the remaining holdouts to change their tune?
Well, we're all part of the same team. We've heard the sports analogy before that in this team, everybody's got a different role to play, but the president's the quarterback. And so when we come together as a team, of course, we're going to have some wrinkles that we have to iron out. But at the end of the day, there's been 4 other times where the pundits said we weren't going to get something passed or something accomplished. And we've done it already this conference, starting with the speaker vote and ending with agreeing to the Senate amendments to the reconciliation resolution when that came back to the House. So we're going to get it done. We're going to get there as a team. We're just also the party of free and independent thinkers, which means that we're going to have a really good policy through all of this debate.
Let's now get to the border. I know you're quite invested in that part of this package. I mean, this big, beautiful bill focuses on one of the biggest investments ever when it comes to border security. What all can Americans expect from it, especially those who did vote for safer borders?
Yeah, so first and foremost, again, 22 years of experience in the military and law enforcement, you're not scared enough about what the cartels are capable of doing. Every 15 days, the death toll of September 11th is lost in America as a result of illegal drugs, predominantly fentanyl. And so securing the border, making sure that we have not just physical barriers, but we have all of the supporting infrastructure and technology to go along with a border wall, making sure that we have the recruiting and the retention capability to hire and retain the best Border Patrol officials. These are all things that are going to be in the reconciliation package for both the southern border and the northern border as well. And again, that is ultimately to protect the territorial integrity of the United States and keep poison like fentanyl out of our communities, which again is the #1 killer of Americans ages 18 to 45.
Yeah, and when you talk about physical barriers and investments in CBP personnel, I mean, take us to the end of Trump's second term. When it sees its sunset, what will the border look and feel like in terms of completing the wall and those who are stationed along the border?
Yeah, so there are several hundred miles of funding for the wall included in this package. But when you build the wall, remember the wall, particularly along the Rio Grande Valley, the wall is actually to the north of the actual border. You have the river, and then you have a little bit of space between the river and the wall. And so there's other things that you have to do. For instance, just vegetation, salt cedars, things like that, being able to clear out that vegetation from the U.S. side of the border between the river and between the wall. There's funding in there for that. There's funding in there for roads to be able to maneuver down along the border. There's funding for technology. There's a ton of lawful commerce that goes on between the United States and Mexico. And so expanding the ability to do non-destructive inspections at our ports of entry to be able to identify any sort of smuggling, human smuggling, drug smuggling, et cetera. That's all in the package as well. And then finally, none of this works without the people that are actually going to go out, put their lives on the line to protect that border and to work at the ports of entry. And so there's a couple $2 billion in here for, again, recruiting and retention and making sure that we're able to hire and retain the absolute best personnel to go out and actually do the job of securing our border.
Congressman Gabe Evans, I got to leave it there. I know you have a busy day ahead, so I'll let you go, sir. Thank you so much for hopping on.
Always good to be on with you.
Yeah, you as well. Talk to you soon.